Hi guys, let's talk about the expressive qualities of line. Our objectives are be able to analyze and demonstrate how variations in line quality can create an emotional response in artwork. And then second, use lines intentionally to create emotion and feeling in an artwork. So how can a line create emotion? So I have a variety of different lines down here, but what do the lines make you feel? How can we express something just with the type of lines we use? So in your notes, I want you to draw a happy line. Pause if needed. Happy lines are usually drawn as curves, spirals, circles, things that are rounded. So did you do that? Now I want you to draw an angry line. Pause if needed. Angry lines are usually jagged, harsh, choppy, abrupt. So think about when you're angry, you have all that tension. So your lines are going to express that similar kind of tension. And last, I want you to draw a confused line. Pause if needed. Confused lines are usually a variety of lines going all over the place because when you're confused, you don't know which way to go, correct? So you can express that emotion just with the type of lines you use. So did you draw lines like that? So let's look at the emotion of line and how it can be used effectively in artwork. So here's a variety of artworks where the artists are using line in very different ways. So the first type of line is horizontal. So horizontal lines are very calming. They're stable. They can show distance. They're very quiet. So this is by Edward Hopper. It's called Early Sunday Morning, 1930, oil on canvas. So if you're thinking about an early Sunday morning, what type of morning is that? Is it a busy morning? Are there a lot of people out early on Sunday morning? Usually not, right? So he's choosing to make his composition landscape orientation and then focusing on this building with all these lines going back and forth, very calm because it's a calm morning. So he's making choices to give the viewer that sense of calm in that morning. Here's another example by Winslow Homer. The title is Moonlight. It's from 1874. Again, that very horizontal line of the horizon, the horizontal line from where the sand meets the ocean. And it's just very repeated. So moonlight, it's obviously a very quiet night. There's only two figures enjoying the view. So they're making these choices to reiterate the emotion they're trying to express. So vertical lines. Vertical lines can show height, power, strength, stillness, very sturdy, and can also show growth. So this is by Georgia O'Keeffe. It's the Radiator Building. So this was a series of paintings she did of the skyscrapers in New York City. So just by showing these in a portrait orientation composition, she's really reiterating all of these vertical lines and the strength and growth of these giant buildings in the city. So everything has this very vertical upwards movement. Another example, this is Alphonse Mucha, Times of the Day. So this is a series, but the way he has the frames, the way he has the lines, everything shows growth, movement. So it's characters that represent different times of the day. So again, he's thinking about these things as he decided to frame all his figures this way. Diagonal lines. So diagonal lines create movement. Your eye follows that line back and forth, right? It can create a lack of stability if you want to. It has a lot of energy, whereas the horizontal and the vertical are a lot more stable. They can show action. They can show urgency. So think about when we're talking about those angry lines. So here is an example by Wassily Kandinsky. It's called Composition 8 from 1923, and this is supposed to be representing music. So the music he was listening to was like jazz music where it's kind of all over the place. So he's trying to represent the feeling of listening to that music in line. So there's, of course, a lot of diagonals. And then last are curved lines. So curved lines are comforting. They show ease. They're very relaxed, emotional. They can be sensual because they can be based on the curves of the body. So this is Diego Rivera, the flower seller. It's from 1941. And then you could see the curve of the stems of the calla lilies, and then her arms, and then the way her braids kind of come back. And also it kind of mimics the shape of her body from her waist and her hips. So this has a lot of curves into it, and it feels very comforting, almost like she's giving this a big hug, correct? So what I want you to do is start thinking about how different lines can express emotion. So there is a sheet with a prompt, and I would like you to create a line design that expresses the sound or feeling that it describes. So I want you to carefully think about that prompt. What types of lines or lines express that sound or feeling to you? Think about the thickness, the thinness, how many, the direction, all of that. How can you express that feeling? So if you're going to show this design to your neighbor, do you think they could guess it correctly? Your design should fill the box, be neat and complete. Do not rush this. And here are some examples. I don't want to show them to you too long. We're not going to do color, but I want you to just kind of look at these different types of lines and then kind of see what they're expressing. So for instance, this one is a singing bowl. I have one of those in class. This one is glass breaking, a stampede, a car crash, striking a match, that sound of going so it moves almost in the same direction as you would use your hand. So on your sheet, I want you to do the same thing. So think really hard. Think about how you can simply use different types of lines to create that emotion, and then check off with me when you're finished. I can't wait to see your work. Good job, guys.